What's up, everybody? It's Shadow Ninja here, and welcome back to Rage Quit. Yep, I know. It's been a while. I've been taking a year-long nap, if you will, a little bit of a hibernation. But just like how Squidward opened his eyes in the middle of the night, ran down to the Krusty Krab to devour all the Krabby Patties in the fucking building, I too have woken from my slumber. But not for any good reason. But before we get into any of that good shit, I just want to say one quick word from today's sponsor. Me. Yep, that's right. I'm sponsoring myself today. I'm promoting my own shit. You like music? Well, that'd be kind of weird if you didn't. But if you guys do, then take a listen to this.
Two fingers up, should be looking like a peace sign. Everybody talking to the west or the east side. Red or blue, it's either white or black. Why does that matter? I just wanna be on top. I'm ready, I'm coming back and I'm petty. Grabbing my favorite machete. I'm coming for anyone who can step to me. Test me, come step up and measure me up. Puff your chest on my chest to look bigger. This shit doesn't get me. Scared for a second, you just missed the message. Rider than blunt hanging next to the intent. This is Friday the 13th, I'm Jason, you're Debbie. Woo!
Yep, that's me. I just released my brand new album called Set Me Free under the artist tag of Preacher to Demon. It is on all platforms: Spotify, Apple Music, iTunes, YouTube, trying to get it on TikTok, Instagram. It's everywhere, and I'm really excited. I put a lot of hard time and work into it, and I would really appreciate if you guys checked it out. But if not, that's completely okay. You're here for one reason. I'm going to tell you exactly why we're here today. Is because we just got word a couple hours ago that PlayStation, Sony, they are no longer going to be producing physical editions of video games starting from 2028. Now, that is incredibly disappointing to a lot of collectors such as myself. If you guys know anything about me and the things I've talked about on the channel, I've said many times before that I have been a gamer since I was a little kid, started off on the PS2 days, and I always remembered having a giant book where you could put the CDs in and you could flip through the pages and pick out what game you wanted. And not just for the PS2, I had it for the Wii, the PlayStation 3, the PlayStation 4, and now I have my own little collection with my girlfriend Raven, and we have all of our games mixed together on the shelf, and it is awesome. We even have some Switch games up there. Physical media is incredibly important to a lot of gamers, and don't get me wrong, I haven't purchased a physical edition of a video game in a pretty long time. It is much more convenient to just go on your device and select what you want, buy it, and then have it download straight to your system rather than going out to the store and buying something, bringing it home, putting the disc in, downloading, waiting, then playing the game. It's a lot of extra work, but that was almost the fun part of it was when there were big game releases. Like, do you remember back in the early 2000s with those Call of Duty releases, how people would line outside of GameStops just for a chance to get that game and run home and play with their buddies? That's pretty much all gone now. What PlayStation is going to do now is they are going to just give out codes. This, I think, was birthed because of what GTA 6 recently did. If you guys aren't aware, Rockstar just released the GTA 6 edition prices starting off at $79.99. We all knew something like that shit was coming. But on top of that, their physical editions are just game cases with a code inside, which is crazy because as far as I know, this is the first time this has ever been done. And if Rockstar is doing something like this with the biggest game release of the decade, you know everybody else is going to follow suit. And that is exactly what happened. Sony is doing the exact same thing, and everybody's pissed off because that means that collectors like you and me, the people who are most affected by it, can't have our games in physical editions. Getting codes for games have never really sat right with me because you can't hold a code. You can't collect a code. Sure, it'll come in a nice box with some numbers printed inside, but that is not what we're there for. We want the discs. It is the same reason why people go out and buy albums for music. It is the same reason why people like having pictures in frames rather than just on their desktop. It's just something about having something you own in your hands, having ownership of it, and putting it on display and having the freedom to use it however you wish. You could do anything you want with your CDs because you own it, but you cannot own a code. Since it's all digitally, that means that you basically have a license to use the product and it can be revoked from you at any given time, especially if games get shut down. You can't really re-download a code if the entire code is deactivated. It is crazy how the majority of us have digitally downloaded our games, but now when we have that choice taken away from us, we're all clamoring for physical media. And like I said, I really like physical media. It's not a very convenient way of obtaining things that I want, but at least when I have the disc in my hand, I own it. Like, here's just one question I have that is probably the least of everybody's concerns, but what's going to happen to collector's editions? Now anymore, certain companies are not even putting their games in collector's editions, and I think that is absolute bullshit to spend that much money on a collector's edition and you don't even get the disc inside. I mean, every single one that I purchased so far has the disc, and that is how it should be. That is the whole incentive of getting the collector's edition. Hey, do you want this game? Cool. Well, you can pay a premium so you can get a cool little collectible on the side as well as a steel book and some artwork. And of course, we'll give you the game. But now, what's even the point? Like the Borderlands 4 collector's edition, that there was no point. But ladies and gentlemen, this is the state of gaming that we are in. As Ubisoft devs have said in the past, we need to get accustomed to not owning anything, which is absolute bullshit. Because as far as we're concerned, they can pick and choose when we own stuff, if we're renting things or not, or if we actually own it. We will never actually have a clear indication of what is ours versus what is theirs. And I understand, at the end of the day, the game is the property of the developers and the publishers. They can do whatever they want. If they decide to shut down servers tomorrow, they can absolutely do that. Will people be pissed? Absolutely. But it is the developers and publishers' decision. It is not ours. We didn't make the game. But there needs to be a certain standard held when purchasing things. This is just the law of capitalism, right? I give you money, you give me thing. I get to keep thing. It's really disappointing to see the state of the gaming industry as it is right now. Ever since I made that last video, it feels like things have just gotten so much worse. In that video, I was talking about FOMO and microtransactions, free to play game models, but now it's to the point where we can't even buy physical editions of our game anymore. And for some people, that may not be the end of the world. I mean, but the bad stuff that we all hate about certain corporations starts off somewhere. And I feel like we are entering a really dark period of games. And I'm not going to blame Rockstar for the whole GTA thing because let's be honest, Red Dead Redemption 2 needed 2 discs to install and play the game. And GTA 6 is going to be infinitely bigger than that and with much more detail, and it's on next gen. Who knows how much data is even on that game? So could it possibly fit onto a disc? I don't think so. And I don't think they did this maliciously, but everybody else is going to follow suit. This is the biggest game that has been hyped up and is now going to come out. It's it's GTA fucking 6. I mean, there are fucking memes about this game. Everybody's going insane for this game. Pre-orders are online right now, and I'm pretty sure when the game comes out, PlayStation Network's gonna fucking crash. You guys get what I mean. GTA 6 is a huge deal, and if any other company sees what they are doing and sees that it is successful, they are going to make that the new standard. I remember back in the day, I used to have to collect my allowance money, and I would go to a GameStop, and I remember a very specific time I was there, and I got 4 brand new games, all for $80. It was in 2015, 2014, I believe. And back then, that was a pretty good deal. 4 games, 4 complete new games for $80. Now, you get that for 1. I swear to God, it feels like at this point, Sony is trying to assassinate GameStop. They will do anything in their power to make sure that GameStop goes under and everybody hops online to the storefront and buys the next game AI generated slop that they make for 600 million fucking dollars, like Concord 2.0 or something like that. It is absolutely insane. I have always loved PlayStation, but I will be the first to say that I fucking hate Sony for the shit that they do, the scummy tactics they use. It is just not a good company all around, but unfortunately, I love PlayStation. I love God of War and Sly Cooper and Parappa and all of the games that I grew up with. I love that shit. It also doesn't help that Xbox is doing a shit job at their marketing too. They had the head of Xbox come on and say, you know, they're aware that people can't spend thousands of dollars for a new Xbox, but all of a sudden they start laying off all of their teams and they start shutting down games that would have absolutely made money. And if you want to hop onto Steam, well, Steam is completely inaccessible to newcomers because you have to custom build your own PC. And because of the RAM prices and the AI bullshit that's going on in the world, everything is so fucking expensive. And they want to release a Steam machine for $1,000 that'll probably have the same power capacity as a fucking PlayStation 4. It is insane. It's incredible how this game just used to be a hobby for teenagers and adults and kids would want to just get lost in these worlds. And it was affordable. It was inexpensive. Yeah, you could pay a little extra for extra editions or bells and whistles for your consoles to make it cooler or something. But Now anymore, it's like base level entry is sawing off your fucking arm and giving it to the corporation. Gaming is as popular as it has ever been, especially since COVID hit and everybody was locked down. Everybody and their mom was playing Fortnite or playing some game that was popular during that time. And now it has become so mainstream. Everybody plays games. Everybody streams. Everybody does let's plays. They make videos. They play with their friends. They grind through the day, whether it be at work or school. They come home, they hop on the game, and they play for a couple hours with their friends. Everybody does it. But now it is becoming such a hassle to do these things, and it's going to get to the point where there is going to be a gaming crash, where things are going to get too expensive and people are going to stop buying. They're either going to start playing older games that they've already bought before, or they're just going to stop playing, period. I know a couple of my friends have already said that they're probably going to switch over to Xbox because of the shit that PlayStation is doing, just outside of this situation, but what's the point? Xbox has got their own dirt. The most user-friendly way of playing games right now is through Steam. But like I said, in order to build a high-end PC or a capable PC at that, there are so many things you have to do and learn, and such a learning curve is not accessible to anybody. If you want to buy a gaming console just for gaming and just to have fun and be casual about it, you can go out right now. Buy yourself a console, plug it in, set it up, get your account ready. You're good to go. But if you want to play on PC, that is a completely different monster. At the end of the day, it's like this, all right? Expensive consoles that cost over $1,000, not actually having the CDs and owning your games, and instead getting some bullshit code to tide you over until they decide to shut down the fucking game or something, and just overall greedy corporation tactics to manipulate how you play, why you play. That's not why people play in the first place. It is not good for the community. It's not good for the art that is gaming, and I'm really worried about what's going to happen in the future. But guys, I think that is going to wrap up today's video. Thank you so much if you made it this far. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.